girlfriends, this is Nars Tahoe, and this is Wet n Wild Caramel, and these are usually my transition colors from summer to winter. And as you will see soon, these are not my colors yet. So what I do is I usually mix foundations for YouTube, and I use a heavier matte foundation mixed with a lighter color. And I'm pretty much a yellow undertone, but I do still have my summer color as it seems. So I'm mixing it with my finger first on my face as a palette, and I can check it out and see that's not my color. So what I'm doing now is I'm adding my summer color, which is a Wet n Wild Photofocus darker color, and I believe it's in Toffee. So as you see, I'm mixing it together on my face again as a palette, and I am loving how it's warming me up. I am a yellow skin undertone, but I do have caramel tones in my skin as well, especially when I've had a tan. So I take a wet beauty blender and I just blend that all over my face. The beauty blender is perfect for if you have, put too much makeup on and you just want to soak it up. This is perfect for that. But for YouTube videos, you tend to want to go a little bit heavier than you will in everyday life. I used to take dance theater, and I used to be on stage a lot in performing arts, so we were taught always to go heavier on your makeup. So now I'm taking my Nars concealer in caramel, and I just like to just get in some of my discoloration and cover those up a little bit more. Around my mouth, I have some darkness and some previous acne scars. So I like to go in and just add additional concealer or coverage on those areas. And then I also, while that's sitting, I take my Maybelline Instant Under Eye Eraser, and that is in the color caramel as well, and I just add that underneath my eye. And like I said, I'm adding a much heavier portion than I would in real life. You have to be careful about adding too much in real life because you'll just look crazy. So I'm blending it with a damp beauty blender, again, the pointy end. And this is not really a beauty blender, this is an off-brand, but you guys know what I mean. So I take that across my eyelids and up onto my center of my forehead, and I just blend away. Now I'm going back in where I put the Nars, because this is the best concealer in my opinion for color correcting or just going over something, and it sets so perfectly. You can let it sit for a while and it's just like it melts into your skin. Now this is an e.l.f. palette. This is what I use for video specifically. I don't use this for every day, but I use the bottom two shades because they're a mixture between like cool tones, and that's what you want to create shadows. So it's a cream contour, which is gives you a lot of payoff, a color payoff, pigment payoff. So I just go in with like a stippling brush, and I am heavy-handed on this, and please do not come for me in the comments because I know that I'm not blending right now, and I am not blending on purpose. I'm just putting all of the pigment as much as I can onto my face down the bridge of my nose. Now I'm taking my Nars Duo in Orgasm and I believe Laguna, and I'm taking my MAC 109 brush, and I just set my contour with the Laguna very heavily, so that that cream can stay, because I want to create as many shadows as possible on my forehead and on my cheekbones. Okay, and this is Makeup Revolution's Luxury Banana Powder, and it is very yellow, very yellow. I would not use this every day. I use this specifically for YouTube because it gives you a bright color, a brightness under your eyes and on your eyelid, but it causes no flashback or nothing that looks weird. It is so perfect for my yellow undertone. So I put it down on my chin, and now I am using, I believe that's Taj Mahal. It is a very vibrant, bright orange color. And the reason why I use this, it's almost like a base for me. I use this underneath the blush that I'm actually going to use for real, because it gives me a sun-kissed, warm glow. So it makes it appear as if I just went tanning. Now I'm using my Morphe palette. I will put all the information down below. And I am also using the orange color in that palette for the same reason why I use the orange on my cheekbones and forehead. It is to give me a warm suntan type of, I just got out of the sun, I just came off vacation look. Now I'm taking the yellowish creamish color in that palette, and I start on the inner corners, and I just make sure that it is well set, it's well lit, it's yellow, it's my color. Now I'm taking these two brown colors and I'm going in the crease. These are almost cooler brown colors and not too dark, but almost like a bronzy, no, not bronzy, it's almost like a contour color. And I wanted you to see how I'm angling my eyeshadow. I am going in an upward motion. So I'm starting in my crease, but I'm going in an upward motion as I get towards the bridge of my nose. And that is to create the illusion that the inner corner of my eye is bigger than it really is. So now I'm taking an old MAC palette, and this is a peachy color, and I'm putting that on the majority of my eyelid because I want to use all MAC colors to not accentuate anything that I don't want to show. Now this is my NYX eyebrow pencil, and it is in the color, I believe it's Brunette. So it's MPB06 Brunette. And so what I like to do is do an outline first. This is a warmer type of eyebrow color. It's not too cool, but I do the outline first. My eyebrows are already naturally thick, but listen, because of the quarantine, I have not been to anybody's threading shop to get my eyebrows done. And I love it because I can still transform my eyebrows and make them look the way I need them to look, even though they have not been properly groomed. So what I'm doing now is I'm taking an angle brush and I find those cooler tones, but I also mix them with a warmish, kind of orangish color, reddish color as well, because I believe that the warmer colors look perfect on the camera. So as you see, I am using those colors, those eyeshadow colors, to fill in my brow. Now I'm brushing it up, getting everything more well blended. Now I'm going back into my Nars, and I am using Orgasm. That blush gives me shimmer. This really doesn't give me great color payoff, but it still gives me excellent shimmer. So it's like that glow without going overboard. Now I'm using my Sephora Microsmooth powder, and I believe it is in the color Tan 40. Now this is why I said don't worry about the blending that I was doing earlier, because when I take this Microsmooth powder, it blends everything in perfectly. It just brings everything, whether it's too light in certain areas or too dark in certain areas. This powder is my go-to powder for everything. Now I'm using my Milani Stayput eyeliner, and it's like a gel eyeliner. This is the only eyeliner that I use in my waterline because it stays put. It does not run, and it is black like coal. Now these are some new lashes that I found on Amazon. They are, I'll put the brand down below, but they're the number 2, and these are very fluffy eyelashes. And of course I use my Duo. Magic of YouTube. I'm done putting on my lashes, and now I am using Tarte Shape Tape. And the only reason why I'm still using this is because I hate to waste money, but this is in the color Tan, which was not my undertone for an under eye concealer. It had more of a neutral or peachy undertone. So instead of throwing it away, I decided to use it under my brow. So let me tell you what this is. This is like getting an edge up. I told y'all I haven't had my eyebrows done since March. So I need to edge up my eyebrows, the hair under my eyebrows. So I try to keep them as groomed as possible here at home, but they're still not as crisp and clean. But this will give you a crisp look. It will give you that edged up look like you just came from getting your eyebrows freshly waxed or threaded. So I take it underneath, careful to not go too far high up. And now I'm just blending everything down. Now most professional makeup artists, they don't take it over the top like I did. But like I said, because I haven't had anybody in my face to thread my eyebrows, I take it on the top too because it gives me that crisp and clean and neat look. This particular Shape Tape is excellent for blending out as well. It is a matte finish and it stays put. Now here are my lips. This is MAC lipstick in Jubilee. It is my favorite nude. It is a brownie pinkish pink color. It is my perfect nude. So I always use that first when I'm doing a heavy eye. I use that as my base, and the other two colors that you saw were an option. If I wanted it to be super nude, I'll use the Wet n Wild, but this time I want it to be pinkish, more pink. So I use my NYX, and I forget what color that is, but it's a bubblegumish color. So I have my nude underneath. As you can see, I like to do lots of layering. This is the other one that I was telling you about. It is by Wet n Wild Catsuit, and it's called Sin Nudes. So if I wanted a paler look or a more brownie look type of nude, I would use that. Now I'm just checking everything out to make sure I'm done, and I'm thinking that I'm done, but I'm like, you know what? Let me just do some more blending. So I use that fluffy brush again with my Microsmooth powder. No additional product, but I just keep blending because you don't want any harsh lines. You don't want to look like somebody who just threw colors on their face and didn't blend. So I'm thinking that I'm done, and I'm like, yeah, I think it looks all right. But then I said, wait a minute, I forgot my eyeliner. So this is Matte Style Superlast eyeliner in matte black, and it is by Essence. It is a super cheap drugstore eyeliner, and I love it. It is one of my favorites. My very favorite is L'Oreal. But yeah, I think that it turned out well. Now I got my slow motion going on like all the beauty gurus do. Pose, pose. Thank you all so much for watching. I am so grateful for you. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Bye.